Alright, hello guys, this is my first video that's in English and my first scripted video, so I hope it's gonna be at least somehow enjoyable. Also, I've been streaming in English for a while and it just makes sense that I should also post videos. So what I wanna talk about is that phase in which you are asking yourself, what do you play when you don't know what to play? I bet every gamer gets through this phase more than once in a lifetime. It's the phase when you open up your PC and you scroll through the game libraries or watch videos of old games for hours on end because there is nothing worth playing. This feeling of emptiness usually comes from a really high peak that you've reached with a game, and then slowly or suddenly this feeling fades away. I haven't played a lot of games. For example, I haven't played Final Fantasy only until level 42, but I couldn't endure more of the 2.5 seconds global cooldown, which made the game feel like it was stuck in slow motion the entire teamfighting time. I haven't played Arma, I haven't played GTA that much. I started 5, but memories I've made with my friends in San Andreas multiplayer will probably never be shined upon. I haven't played The Sims, for example, which I think it's a big thing or whatever. I haven't played big franchises. I haven't played Assassin's Creed, Metal Gear, Devil May Cry series, God of War, Total War series, for example. I haven't even touched Saints Row Remastered and many more. I grew up with games like Red Alert 2, Counter-Strike 1.6, Age of Empires, Rise of Nations. I don't know if anyone remembers Brawl Busters, and mostly League of Legends and World of Warcraft. These two big games were the most time-consuming elements in my whole life, and it pains me to see them fade away in multiple ways. I've played a lot of League, like a lot. I've played since season 4 and I still remember my first quadra kill on bottom lane near the second tier tower with E. I still remember being silver 3 and getting to know the game when it had less champions than it has now. That old League was way more enjoyable in a magical way. I don't even want to talk about how broken some things were or the first time Earth came out. It was truly amazing. Nowadays the matches are coin flips most of the times, and for me it feels like the new champions are too much. The community is probably one of the worst if you look at the majority of it, and I was there too. I got banned on 2 accounts, both for flaming, since I was hyper invested into the game, and I felt like ranked was my life. I couldn't get into diamond on the first account and paid the price for the second one to enter this division. As a league player nowadays, one of the most important things I find is taking care of myself and being sure that my mental is strong. I don't really think I'm a toxic person by default, but when I get into a game and invest myself, I tend to get emotional, and therefore when sad things happen, I rage. So I found out that keeping a balance between investment and not giving a damn is crucial for at least climbing and having a decent experience with the game. This season on my 3rd account I've lost 4 master promos, and right now I'm taking a break from League, and it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made until I started playing Genshin Impact, and I have to tell you, the experience, as weird as it sounds, is just absolutely phenomenal. As for World of Warcraft, having no money for subscriptions, I started on private servers, and one of the servers that got me invested more was Friggs. This first time I played WoW, I got stuck into a random zone with a fire mage, just leveling up, having no idea of what I'm doing. I had fun, but I thought the game was over. I returned 3 months before Pandaria ended, and I only did PvP with a guild. The memories I made back then with my monk I treasure even now. And yes, I'm a monk player, mostly because I'm a big MMA fan and I also like peacefully but powerful personality this class has. Also, at least thematically, I absolutely love Pandaria. After that I played in Legion a bunch, and then I started doing PvE mostly. Raids and a bunch of M pluses and that stuff. I even raided on BFA, on Eternal Palace, on retail, and I played there for a few months. The feelings of taking a boss down with a group of friends that are truly working and trying their best, it's just insanely satisfying, and it is what kept me playing for years. I also raided on Wrath of the Lich King as a fire mage on Warmane, and it was incredibly fun. But the game ain't that great these days, although I haven't been playing in a while because, as we all know, the game went bananas for many reasons. I kinda got my hopes high for the new Dragon expansion, so who knows, maybe WoW will come back to life, or maybe it's just bound to stay down forever. Honorable mentions for the best party games go to Sea of Thieves, Rocket League, Minecraft, Terraria, even Among Us, and No Man's Sky. No water looks better than one in Sea of Thieves. The visuals are just fucking brilliant, and the experience is amazing. Rocket League is just the funniest thing if you don't really know how to play. Minecraft and Terraria are the most chill yet scary things ever. I've poured some hours in No Man's Sky with absolutely no regret. Even so, I don't really like to replay a story 1,000 times just because it's that good when whenever it ends. I'd rather not strap it of its magic by doing so. Some games I edit and post, for example the second DLC of The Witcher 3 was a beautiful journey and the game totally deserves the GOTY status. Unfortunately it's edited with me speaking Romanian, but if you're curious, take a look. Sometimes I overwork myself and therefore some games I tend to keep only for myself, and that's what I've done with the second DLC and the main story of the game. The first time I got into contact with Dark Souls series, oh boy, was with Dark Souls 3. I was playing on a Lenovo laptop with keyboard and mouse on an i3 QT. The circle of friends that introduced me to the series and to Dark Souls 3 mainly all finished the game. So I had to be a man too and I had to finish the game, but not on keyboard and mouse. My little ass has never touched a controller. There before I also had to learn how to use a controller and I don't regret a thing. The game feels not as accurate but way better. It just flows. And oh lord, I had my run with Dark Souls 3, as painful as it was, and I absolutely loved it. I learned a ton of things and I won't forget a few. First of all, the game taught me that death is normal and should you fail a billion times, that's expected but not an excuse to give up. Second, don't be fucking greedy. The first big step I felt with bosses was with Abyss Watchers. They fucked me for hours on end until I finally stopped being greedy and waited for the perfect moment to attack. Third, I absolutely love Gale. Almost nothing made my heart beat so fast as fighting Gale. I just love him. The boss, the fight, the story, the moves, the most broken ass ability out of fucking nowhere, the lore, the place, every single thing about him I enjoyed so much that when I defeated him, I was sad. I realized that I might not have the chance to feel the same. And I didn't until Elden Ring came out. After 160 hours and achieving 100% game completion, I can finally talk about Elden Ring. Note that I beat the game on the first patch. First of all, holy mother of god, how much I've waited for this fucking game. The waiting for the game, the hype around it, and the deliver. Where do I even start? I might just need to make a vid just for it. You get a horse that can freaking double jump and probably the best game in a few years. The lore is absolutely amazing and the combat and the weapons are absolutely mesmerizing. Although Dark Souls 3 will be the OG Souls-like game, I can't praise Elden Ring enough. Also, going from 160 hours in Elden Ring to Sekiro, it's a lot of pain. I'm not trying to brag about it, but being so into a few series and seeing them dying or decaying in time makes me really sad. Usually when I get to this weird moody thing, I really want to play something, but there is so little things I find worth playing. There before, the solution I found out to work the best is just taking a break. A break from grinding League, a break from scouting for sales, for updating games, for taking the free games from Epic that are absolutely a god-given gift, from actually just starting the PC for the sake of playing. That's why I wanted to make this video. Not only I dream of being a content creator, but I found it extremely helpful when I could have related to the situation that the person was describing in a video. It really helps, especially young people, to have something or someone to relate to remember that they are not the only ones going through some things and there are people out there willing to help. So don't quit and be smart about pushing forward. Taking a break when something feels stale might be the best way to overcome this feeling of meaningless. So take a look at the outside world for a while and then be hyped for a comeback to the same world but with a refreshed vision. If I were to ask myself again, what should I play when I don't know what to play? Probably the best answer that I would give myself would be just take a break. Alright guys, this was the first video in English and the first scripted video I made. I'm literally trembling with anxiety because it's the first time I did this and it feels quite weird and I hope it will be somehow decent. But I really wanted to post something and to start this way of creating content. Also, you might see that my videos will probably be like a little bit more philosophical in a sense and a lot more down to earth. This was also meant to be somewhat of a trailer to my channel, I suppose, since I've been talking about my experience with games and so on. I would have talked about many other things about me, but I hope you'll check me on my Twitch channel since it's some sort of a stronger connection when I speak live with people. I hope I'll see you there and I really hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.